So yeah, just looked at how to graph a quadratic function. So we're going to look now at a bit more factoring stuff. This is the last bit of it just because it's quite important for this unit and being able to graph stuff. So when we had looked at the perfect square of a trinomial, so we were able to write it as ax plus b squared. And if we expanded it, it looked like this. So there are examples here. You guys can try them out. I'm not doing them with you guys just because it's a bit repetitive. So have at her, and it seemed like everybody understood what they were doing. So I don't see the point in doing that. So if these were perfect square trinomials, what would the middle term be? So I'm going to look here. So here, what we do with these guys, I need my pen. What we do with these guys is we take our c value, so c, we do the square root, and then we times it by 2. Okay. So for this one, for example, we're going to do the square root of 36, which is 6. We're going to do times 2, which is 12. And inside this middle one is going to be 12x. That's it. We're going to do the same thing over here. So square root of 49. I'm not too sure why Molson's whining again, which is 7. And then times 2, which is 14. So our middle term here will be 14x. Go to this one. What's the square root of 121? Which is 11. And then times 2, which is 22. So 22x. Okay. We'll do the same thing here. So this one's a little bit different, just in the sense that we have this 9 here. So I will show you how to do that. So this is 6 and then times 2, which is 12. And then we need to do it times 9 here. So 12 times that a value at the front, which gives us 108. So this will be 108x. Okay. I'm going to clear this just so I can have a bit more access to these questions here with the drawing tablet. So for the last term, so you're doing the opposite this time. So what you're going to do is you're going to do b divided by 2 and then square root that. So for this example, we've got 12 divided by 2 and then square root. So that would be 6 square rooted, which gives us 36. So that last number here is 36. You're going to do the same thing to this one. So it'll be negative 18. So make sure that you have that. Oh, I guess it doesn't really make a difference now that I think of it. Okay, so that'll be 9 squared, and our answer is going to be 49. No, 81. Okay, so that'll be 81 at the end there. With this guy, we're going to do 5 divided by 2, which is 2.5, and then squared, which is 6.25. Okay, and the same thing you're going to do here is you're going to multiply that guy by 4. Okay, so you're going to do 12 divided by 2, which is 6. And then squared, which is 36. And then times 9. Okay, which is something. I messed up on that one. It is, I'm good with numbers, 324. Okay. So completing the square is a method by which we make a complete square by adding a constant to a quadratic expression. You're probably looking at those words and you're like, Miss Lafreniere, what the heck does that mean? And I don't blame you. I'm looking at it the same way. So for example, x squared plus 10x plus 15 is not a perfect square. So we need to be able to make it a complete, it has to be a perfect square. It would be a perfect square if the last number was 25 and not 15. So I'm going to clear this. So to complete the square, we will add 25, then take it away so that the value of the expression is not changed. So what you do is you take this equation, you're going to add 25 and you're going to subtract 25. That way it hasn't changed anything. If you do plus 25 minus 25, that's like as if there was a 0 there. So it does nothing. It doesn't change anything. It just makes your life a lot easier. Okay. So that's what we're going to do in the first step. So you're going to do x squared plus 10x plus 15. Then you're going to do plus 25 minus 25. That's our first step. Now, the first part of the expression is a perfect square. So you're going to move these guys. So this is going to stay here. So this part right here, that's a perfect square. And then we put our 15 and our minus 25 at the end. So that is perfect. That is what we want. Okay. So now we can do this part as our perfect square. So that means that this is x plus 5 squared. We've seen this before. You should be able to do it. Okay. And then our second part here, it hasn't gone away. So you're still going to do this part at the very end. So you're going to do plus 15 minus 25, which is minus 10 at the end. And that's it. That's completing the square. So it's just tricky trying to find that number. So like we did above in the other example numbers, is trying to find that c that we're going to add and subtract from one another. So that's why it's important to remember the b divided by 2 and squared. That's the part that's important. That's going to give you that number that you're going to add and subtract. Okay. So I'm going to clear that and we're going to do a few more examples. Okay, and that's called, what we call it is the vertex form, but we're going to see a bit more of that later. Okay, so we've got 3 examples here that we're going to do. So if we look at number 1, that's not a perfect square. Okay, so we want to turn it into a perfect square. That way we can complete the square. So it can be a little bit repetitive there. So what you do is you take your b value, so this guy, and you're going to do b divided by 2 and then square that answer. Okay, so you're going to do 6 divided by 2, which is 3, and then square that. So this is the number that we are going to add and we're going to subtract to it. So you're going to put it here. So x squared plus 6x. You're going to put your plus 9 here. You're going to keep your minus 7 there and then minus 9. Important that you do the plus 9 minus 9 or else it throws everything else out of the loop. Okay. If we do the perfect square, this gives us x plus 3 squared. And then these last 2 numbers you do. So negative 7 minus 9 gives us negative 16. And there you have it. Hopefully it's simple enough for you. It's just remembering these steps. Okay, so we're going to take our b. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. And then squared is 6.25. So you're going to go back into our equation here. You're going to add it here. I'm going to change this into decimal. So 1/4 is 0.25. And then minus 6.25. Here is our perfect square. So x plus 2.5 squared. Take your 2 last numbers. So 0.25 minus 625 is just minus 6. Just keep in mind too that that you do find the common factor first. Okay, no matter what, always common factor first. So here, this guy has 2. That's a common factor. So x squared plus 4x plus 6. And then we're able to take our b value, which is 4, do divide by 2, which is 2, and then square it, which is 4. So the number we're going to add and subtract is 4. Plus 4 plus 6 minus 4. Keep our 2 outside of that bracket, so do the perfect square. So x plus 2 squared plus 6 minus 4 is plus 2. Okay, so I'm going to clear that, and you guys are free to do your practice questions. Good luck.